Alright, YouTube. This your boy Debo with the newest edition. The turn down for what handlebars? I flipped my handlebars, reversed everything. It's got a cooler feel to it. You ain't sitting all up like some stuck up motherfucker. So anyway, added the headlights, which I got from Advanced Auto Parts. They're actually fog lights, but you know, they're LEDs. So still trying to figure out how to wire them to the ignition, because when I turn the headlights on, the motor cut off. So that's not gonna work. Yeah, still gotta put my disc brake kit on. I ain't done it yet. Speedometer, of course. Got 356 miles on this motor so far. It runs good. Oh, and I just added this new carburetor for a scooter, the aftermarket racing carburetor for a scooter. Tested it today, hooked it up, everything runs fine. This is a 3/4 inch hose, and that is a 7/16 inch hose, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, and they slide right into each other perfectly. 19 millimeter on there on this card. The stock one was 14, I believe. I could actually stick the inner diameter of the carburetor over that, and it still has room. So that shows you how much bigger the carburetor is. It runs good. Got to rejet it, put smaller jets in it to get my top speed back. Top speed was 42 miles an hour, which that's slow with 32 gear. Hell, I got fucking 42 miles per hour with the 44 tooth gear. Right now, my RPMs are not coming up even with the stock carburetor before I changed this one. I wasn't getting 31 miles an hour, or I think 40. I had 40 at one point. Now I got to get this carburetor to get me to 40 and past that, because I should be getting about 60 miles per hour with this gear. So bought the bike rack, put the gas tank in the rear. Yeah, the bottom studs broke off and sprayed gas all over me. So I used some silicone tape and some rubber tape and some washers and bolts, and yeah. So no more gas tank in the front. Got the boost bottle hooked up. I had a smaller one. I said, let me experiment and see if a bigger one will work. Runs even better than a smaller one. Tapped it into the intake. Had to grind my head just a little bit, and had to cut this little tube, 2 or 3 splices to bend it, and it still is touching. So yeah, well, whatever. Ported cylinder, intake and exhaust, shaved piston, raised the intake port roof, because the casting was making it even with the bottom of the piston, so it made it seem like there was no clearance problem. But yeah, notched both of them. Oh, took off the stock exhaust, and I had extended my muffler all the way to the back, and it ran pretty good and it sounded good. And I just took the cap off the bottom. It ran pretty good, but I had a rubber hose up here just like this, connecting the 2 pieces of tube. There's a little elbow. And after I ported the cylinder, it blew a hole in my exhaust. So I said it's time to run a straight pipe, because actually once it blew a hole in it, I had way more torque from the motor. And I thought these motors needed back pressure, but apparently not mine at least. So I couldn't find anything to fix it that day because I had to go. So I took a set of alloy handlebars, cut the ends off, jammed it on there, wrapped it with some silicone tape, and slid the rubber hose over it and clamped it. And yeah, it works pretty fine. It used to be that color that you see at the bottom. The heat turned it like that gold color. You can see this is where the original thing clamped on. But anyway, runs good, loud as hell. Kind of like it. Just put this carb on. It's got a smoother idle, smoother sound while driving. And I did my lean back seat because I wasn't gonna spend no fucking money on one when I had a bunch of seat posts. So I just cut it. And yeah, it wasn't gonna hold up like that. So I put that support there, drilled the bolt through. Had some exhaust pipe that I used, smashed it on either end and drilled holes and put this angle iron bracket back there. Yeah, so yeah, everything works out perfectly now. Yeah, so